We know that Sony and Marvel wanted to include a live-action Spider-Man in the first Spider-Verse film, but it came down to the decision on Sony's part where they thought it was a little too weird and it couldn't be done and look good, so they decided not to do it. I mean, look, I get it. Live action. You cannot mix live action with a cartoon. It's never been done before. It just can't be done. Of course it would look too weird and nobody would understand it. I mean, Sony was definitely correct there. So yes, we have learned previously that of course they did want to include Tom Holland in Spider-Verse, but things just did not work out. And as we recently found out, Marvel and Sony were trying. They were trying to figure it out, but essentially it came down to the decision of, would this fit in right now? Would people believe it? And also, does it work? And they came down to the decision that it would just be a little bit, and I quote, too out of the box for everybody, and that's why it didn't happen. Now, of course, it's easy to look at Sony and go, well, of course they didn't try it, but I can kind of agree with them that I don't think it would have worked in the first Spider-Verse film, because you're still trying to introduce the whole concept of the Spider-Verse, and going just animated would be fine. But the moment you drop in like Tom Holland, for example, then you're sort of bridging this other live action universe that's existed, and that runs into so many different problems, and not just from the standpoint of fan confusion, because there would be some, because again, okay, how is he here? Are they going to acknowledge this? What is happening? It's also the fact that if he's not a main character in it and it's just a quick cameo that lasts like 30 seconds, which is what Tom Holland said originally that they were looking to do, it would sort of feel jarring in the grand scheme of the entire thing. It works in a film like Space Jam, because Space Jam, the entire concept was that. If you look at the likes of Spider-Verse, it's the exact reverse of that. You know, just dropping a live action character in there for 30 seconds, that's a little out of place. Now, of course, we do know that they teased that this would be something that they use in the future and that they want to try do more of the other universes that exist, including live action. So I think it's safe to say that as the sequels keep coming out and we see the multiverse open up in the MCU and the DCEU and people understand the concept a lot more, that Sony will then just be the, hey, me too, and jump in on it. And they've already teased that the multiverse / Spider-Verse exists in live action, since Tom Holland's Spider-Man will be connecting to everything that exists. So again, I think this is a safe bet that we do see this end up in the films eventually. Just on the first film, they probably looked at it and said, yeah, this doesn't work. It just feels a little too jarring, and I agree with them.